YouTube. It's been quite some time. If you haven't seen my last video, I solely recommend that you do because it explains everything that's happened. So, I haven't been really reading. I just recently started reading this last month, actually. It is now April, as I'll put this up, but I began reading after everything that's happened back last month in March. So I don't have much to stare, actually, and nothing's finished. But I have something, so stay tuned and I'll tell you what I'm currently reading at the moment. So the first book I started, I think I just eyeballed it on my shelf, and I was sitting here thinking about it. You know, I heard Chapter Stacks, I think it's Katie from Chapter Stacks? I could be completely wrong, and I'm sorry if it's not actually her name. It's been a long time since I've watched videos. She talked about this book, and I bought it a long time ago, and I was eyeballing it, and this book is Bones and All. And with this book, it's about this girl who was born a cannibal, and it talks about like her life growing up and how she deals with it, and I'm not done with it. I got like a third of the way through. You know, nothing's wrong with it, it's been hard getting back into reading. Didn't really feel like reading this one once I put it down. I know at some point I will finish this one, just not yet. So right now I did not finish. I know I will want to finish it just because it's a small book. It's interesting enough, but at the moment I've got other priorities. So yeah, that's going on with that book. What I will be finishing fairly soon is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. Now, I've already read this book before. I think last year, actually, I finished the book. Loved it. It's beautiful. It's so good. But one of the most beautiful things about this book, especially given in my situation, is it talks about so much like tragedy and heartbreak and how these characters deal with them. And there's like a huge thing that happens in this book with Ava Lavender, and how she overcomes it is just, it's gorgeous. And if you've watched the last video, you know I went through a very dramatic and really painful heartbreak that I'm recovering from. So my first thought when I came back into reading was, what kind of book is going to help me transition and take what happened and make me stronger? This book. I mean, it makes sense. It's beautifully written. It is. It's gorgeous. And there's so much heartbreak and tragedy, but yet there's so much good that comes out of it. There's so much beauty in the pain, and these characters really just overcome what happens. So that's something I started. I haven't finished it yet either. Like I said, getting into reading is hard for me. It's kind of silly, but I've had other things on my priority list. But I will probably finish this before I leave on my trip because it's beautiful. I love this book already. I think I rated it 5 stars on Goodreads. Don't quote me on that. The last book I am reading, which is gonna be hilarious. It's adulting. And you could tell I have so many sticky notes, and I'm not done finished reading this. I have a good chunk left. I'll probably finish it tonight, honestly. I'm really excited to get done with it. But adulting is basically like how to adult. Tons of steps from things you need to clean in your house, like cleaning the oven, how to properly clean dishes, or it goes all the way to relationships and how to communicate better, how you should start writing thank you notes, budgeting and managing money and taxes. There's so much in here, and part of me is sticky noting it for me, but also for my roommate, because these are lessons I have learned, not all of them, but some of them I've learned already, and I think that she could value from reading this book as well. So some of these I've handpicked for her to read, but some of these are for me as well, because I'm still learning and growing as a person. But basically, since the breakup, I kind of was just like, oh, well shit, what do I do now? This helps. Because, you know, I wasn't really growing as a person. I was really stagnant and stuck for like the last 2.5 years. And now I'm kind of my own devices. I've got help, I've got people who love me. So what better not than to kind of embrace adulthood and get advice and just learn from this experience, and not only for future relationships but for me and how to love myself and take care of my body and my life and my apartment on my own. Just because, you know, we all at one point, why not take care of yourself and love things that you love, like the cats. I'm still learning this actually, so not foolproof, but I'm on a journey. Very committed. So I picked up Adulting. I've had this book for a while now. And actually an old friend of mine, when she was reading it, did the same kind of thing where she's taking out a lot of things that were helpful. I know I'll probably come back to this if I even need help or tips, which is why I sticky noted it. It's been really great so far. I really like it. She's really ridiculous and silly, and a lot of it. And not every tip I feel like has to be used, but it's just helpful just in case. Like I said, the whole cleaning thing, it's kind of brand new to me. So this has been really nice, and it's also gave me a lot of perspective on how to handle things, handle people, and just how to take care of yourself. It's been good. If you're a new adult, I know it sounds ridiculous, and I guess part of it was supposed to be kind of a joke book, but this actually has some valuable advice. I do really recommend it to those like me who are young adults, fresh out of college, or just fresh out of high school even, those who are willing and able to embrace adulthood. You pick this up. It's important. I hope this video made sense, and I hope that you could see all the books I was holding up. And I would like to just continue filming about what I'm currently reading. I don't know what it's gonna be like where I am. I don't know the book selection. I don't know what books I'm reading with me for 4 months. So I don't really have a plan for that. Everything's gonna be just come as it goes. And I hope I could film videos while I'm down there on my trip. And if not, then you'll see me soon. 4 months goes by fast. Believe me, it goes by fast. So you'll see me soon, guys. And thanks for sticking around. See you next time.